Hi everyone, it's Rocket ICO here, and we continue with our advisors. And I have Nelli from InnMind here, and I will ask Ellie to make a little introduction about herself.
Hi, Elena. Hi, everyone. Thank you for inviting. My name is Nelli Orlova. I'm co-founder of InnMind.com, the global startups and investors direction. InnMind is not a startup already. It exists over 2 years, and we join more than 10,000 of active entrepreneurs, innovative startups, investors, and experts from worldwide. My personal background is over 15 years of entrepreneurship. I was the business angel and co-founder in several startups. We developed them in Russia, in Switzerland. Right now I'm in Switzerland, here near Bern, and very glad to meet the team of Rocket ICO.
Thank you very much. So it's very interesting to hear such an exciting background, especially angel investor. It is very, very promising. And as many angel investors may be listening to us, maybe you can give them also some tips on your approach to viewing the projects, to to addressing some of your questions.
To the approach of assessing a startup?
Yes, because you've just said that you are an angel investor and you have an experience. So I think that would be amazing for somebody who's looking at our conversation to get some insights, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, definitely. With pleasure. Thank you for the question. Actually, it's very easy. My most important advice is look at the team. Because business model is very important, business plan, approach, idea, innovativeness, and all the rest things. But the crucial importance lies always behind in the people who are behind the project, in the co-founding team. And if you see that people are proactive, they have pure motivation to drive the project, they do not do the startup just on temporary basis to raise funds and then quit or make an exit, but they really are committed to drive this project and bring it to life, make it a sustainable business. This is actually a good point to invest in, and actually the psychological motivational side of the startup founders is one of the most important things. So I'm always looking at the team first and second and even third point, and try to assess the team itself in parallel with assessing all the rest things. And if, for example, you see that the idea is really cool, the potential on the market is really outstanding, but the team lacks the clarity or anything else, I would suggest to avoid making such kind of investments. But in opposite way, for example, when you see that the team is awesome, the founders are real entrepreneurs with burning eyes and with clear understanding of what do they want to bring to the market, and they maybe have some lack of understanding of how to create a long-term business plan or something like this. Of course, in this regards, I would go to follow the team, because proactive founders will always find the solution, how to overcome the challenges of the development of the startup and to develop their project to the success.
Thank you very much for the answer, and thank you for all the insights and excitement that you've just shared. And from what you've just said, I can feel that you are yourself very excited to be in this ICO space. Is that the right impression that I got?
I'm really excited by the ICO phenomenon in general, because I think and I believe that it is a fundamentally new way of the fundraising for the early and idea stage startups, which is actually right now limited by the traditional angel investments or venture investments. And I think you, Yelena, know yourself how difficult it is for many idea stage startups to find the first seed funding. So ICO gives this opportunity, and it's an option for the founders to make their idea, to transform the idea to the MVP or even the market available product for the market.
Yes, I can totally relate to that. And back to Rocket ICO, if I may ask you, what is your opinion and what do you like the most about our project?
You know, Elena, the first thing, we talked with you about ICO, but there is also another field which is not obligatory connected with ICO, is blockchain. And as far as I know, Rocket ICO is based on blockchain. So you use blockchain technology and you assist startups. You try to create the product which will help startups to make their ICO in more efficient way, like to automate their ICO process. And this is, I think, to be a very interesting approach. So coming back to the Rocket ICO, what I like here, I believe that blockchain is the technology which can automate trust. And that is what Rocket ICO at least approaches to create. I met with your co-founders like Sergey and Gabi, and I found in their faces really motivated people with burning eyes, truly believing in your project, and that definitely made attracted my attention, because as far as I understand what you do in Rocket ICO, you try to automate the process of ICO for startups and investors, to bring them together and to help them to automate the trust between two dots. So meaning that you will be the platform which provides the solution and the tool to increase the efficiency of ICO process for the startups, and make it less complicated for startups, and at the same time to improve the due diligence process for investors, like control for the traction and control for the execution. And that is really great, because right now on the ICO market, I don't like this word hype, but there is a mess, obviously. And there are a lot of scammers from both sides, unfortunately, from the sides of startups, from the sides of investors as well. Many investors, as I see now, they are investing for the speculative basis, willing to quit the project during the ICO as soon as possible with some profit. But that is not what will help the innovations to come to the market and to be developed in the better way. It is not something which creates the better world. Which really brings the impact to the society is the same relations between startup and investor. When investor invests in the idea, in the project, in the team, and invests for a long-term basis, understanding that both the startup and the tokens of the startup will grow for long term, not willing to quit in a week, in a month with double or triple revenues. So that is what I have seen in the presentations of Rocket ICO. That is what Sergey and Gabi described me during our discussions, and that is what I really am very excited about. And of course, we on InnMind are very happy to support this kind of projects, because this is the infrastructural element which markets really needs for the moment. We are lacking the framework, and you are building this framework. That is cool.
Thank you very much. I actually think that you are spot on about saying that, both sides need to have a better due diligence on each other. And all these points are really well taken. And I think that everyone who was watching us will benefit greatly from the conversation we just had. And I just wanted, yes, and I just wanted to ask you to just maybe say a couple of words to our audience, and then we can pretty much conclude our conversation.
Well, and if our audience are startup founders who are listening to us, guys, don't give up. Please make your homework, make better due diligence on the markets around you, on the competitors, on the customer development. So what do your customers really need? And develop your ideas and your products according to the customer needs and market needs. Don't forget about these. Don't ride or run for fast money of investors. And my advice to investors, please get rid of this crazy speculative side of the ICO markets, because that is not really which brings value and impact to the future development of the market in general. And look in the projects, good projects, try to assess the teams, try to make the better due diligence, and try to understand yourself. If you want this project to come alive, go inside, invest your money, and stay for longer period. Consider long-term investments, which bring much more benefits both for the startups and for you yourself as a smart investor. Don't forget that smart investor is much better than a speculative investor.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and thank you for all the ideas and the energy that you just shared with us. Thank you so much, Nelli.
Thank you, Elena. Bye.
Bye.